They're gonna live stream the meeting. Let's see.
Yeah.
See you in a minute. Might be live already, but who knows? You never know with these things. They're pretty crazy. These crazy kids.
Palantir's trying to break through its 50.
They're gonna live stream the meeting. Let's see.
Yeah.
Looks like we are live. I'm gonna go ahead and share that to my Twitter. Let's try to get some of my peeps on here. And hey, it's out there. It's out there in the world. So let's roll.
All right.
I'm gonna just pull it up real quick on YouTube. I think that'll allow me to see if it's working actually. Cool. All right. Looks like there's someone watching too. That's nice.
Oh.
All right. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and record as always. Perfect. Okay. So this will just be the front end. All right, Bobby. Let's roll into this. It's a Market Madness Championship. It's been a long time coming. We have, as you can see here, the whole entire Market Madness board. It went from 64 assets down to 2 assets. Not what people expected. We have 2 assets here that you apparently might have picked in the championship.
I think I might win this.
Yeah, you might win this thing. We'll see what else happens. Could be the lucky winner of some nice prizes. But let's break into them. So which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, Palantir's on the chart already here. As you can see, it's had a pretty nice day. It's at 3% up for the day, 70 cents. Although you see the orange line right here.
Yeah.
That's a 50-day moving average. So that's kind of a big deal. And you're going to look for a breakout or a breakdown of this orange line, and it's going to be testing it. It hasn't gotten there just quite yet. But we have the 50-day at $24.38. So if I was not in this stock, but I want to get into it, that's what I'm looking at. Is it going to break out or break down on the 50-day average?
Okay.
So it's
All
key
right.
level. So it's people are watching.
All right, so let's take a look back for a second at the past month of PLTR because that's where it's been winning. It's beaten Square, it's beaten Bitcoin, it's beaten Tesla. What's the last month look like for the stock from a performance section? Because how does that compare to all these wins that it's getting?
Consolidation. This is about February 22nd right here. It's all this sideways action, and it's actually kind of making lower lows or lower highs rather. If I drew a line right here down to here, that'd be a really nice downward trend. I guess it would be nice, but it is consolidating sideways. People are looking at these key levels. It's above its 20-day. It's above its 10. And most recently, it broke below those, which is not good. And that was about 15 days ago. But it responded pretty well. You can see the volume. There was less selling volume. But now there's a little bit of buying, which is nice. But again, I wouldn't be in this stock personally unless I saw it break through the 50-day.
Okay, and you took a glance at some of the financials.
Well, the financials look good. Yeah, I think they're up 47% sales growth this year, which is phenomenal.
Right, they got some government contracts that probably helped out with that.
The government always pays.
Yes. Okay, cool. So let's flip over for a second if you want. Unless there's anything else you want to cover on PLTR.
Well, for the folks at home, this little pink line right here, that's a 100-day moving average, and that's a big deal. If you broke through the 50, look for a next area of resistance at 26.47. So if I was in it right now, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and what I would say is the social sentiment's hot. Everybody's coming in and saying this is going to wallop buzz. That's what people are talking about, and so far it is on the poll. There has been this type of feeling for the past month. So PLTR is being backed by Runaway Investor at Runaway Investor on Twitter. He's got about 22,000 followers, somewhere in that vicinity, and he has just been pushing this thing through. And he has not actually had to fight that party hit. It's been running, and it went up against a lot of competition, staunch competition, and beat it out. So I'm very interested to see how it performs in this 48-hour poll. A little bit more time for things to happen.
What is it currently, by the way? I know Buzz was not doing that well a few hours ago.
You know what? I'm just going to pull that up on my phone, and I will check that out. I'm also getting text that Skills is doing well. So just to look at Okay, Buzz is coming back a little bit. So we're at 300 votes counted, 299 to be exact.
All right.
And Palantir has 68% of that vote
That's a lot.
to 32%. However, at around 120 votes, Palantir had 82% of the vote.
Okay.
So
All right.
in the last 100, it looks like Buzz has won more than it's lost.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you're riding on a dream.
I know.
And there's plenty of time. We're gonna probably have 1,000, maybe 2,000 votes counted on this one. So we're probably only about a third to even less than a third counted already of what the vote's gonna be. I know that there's always a spike now, but usually I go to sleep and I wake up and there's a few hundred more
Oh
votes.
yeah, absolutely.
So should be pretty interesting to see.
It should, and Buzz is a newcomer as well. I mean, Plantier, had its IPO, or I guess it was it a SPAC?
PLTR, that's a great question. I don't know if they did a SPAC.
But anyway, the volume is 24 million shares over the last 30 days. Buzz is like 400,000.
Yeah, Buzz is definitely a lot smaller of a player here. Also, one of the problems for Buzz was, a large attraction to Buzz was Portnoy. And Portnoy has not been on a Buzz train.
He's had some distractions that we won't get into.
Right, yes. Many distractions. Portnoy is much more vocal about him.
Yeah.
He obviously talks about Barstool plenty. He has not really talked a lot about Buzz, and I am led to believe that is largely because of regulatory reasons within his sponsorship, that he was told possibly, don't go so hard into this. We don't want that attention.
Ambassador or?
Yeah, so it's a very interesting situation where you can be a figurehead of sorts for the ETF. It's not his ETF. People were very much under that impression. It's not his ETF.
It's Van Eck.
Yes, he's a figurehead for the ETF, probably on a multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal, just like any of these influencers who get on TV and hold up a monster can are.
Must be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of Buzz, do you want to pull up the chart?
Yeah, sure.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it really would.
I would definitely take if anybody's watching, you want to sponsor a multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal for a ETF, I'm in the vicinity.
And I can display really nice charts. So
Yeah.
really
Dynamic
nice.
duo.
Yes. Yeah, we're a package deal.
Catch us in Miami.
Yes. Probably in September.
All right, let's talk
Anyway.
Buzz.
All right, so Buzz, you can see, had an all-time high of 25.59. A lot of sideways action, so a lot of consolidation. And it appears to be lower highs, which you don't like to see, although now I'm kind of looking at it, drew a nice little trend line here. You can get a little bit of a channel move upward. This blue line right here is the 20-day moving average, and this white line is the 10-day, and it's above both. There's no other lines just because it's a new listing. So there's not a whole lot of data I can glean off of.
Right.
So social sentiment is a big deal when it comes to a stock that doesn't have a lot of chart history.
Right. Social sentiment is pretty big here. And one of the things I'm going to talk about as the expert on market madness in this case, Buzz has had a pretty easy path in comparison to the PLTR to this championship. Not going to lie. Their first matchup might have been their hardest. Their first and their last matchup for the hardest. Their first matchup was against SPY. Once they beat SPY, they got a little bit of momentum. They ran through SPCE, not a tough matchup in my opinion, from a social sentiment perspective.
Yeah.
They went through QQQJ, a little tougher because QQQJ had some nice people behind it. However,
Invesco, yeah, it's very fabulous. Yeah.
They then, I think it's up here. They then went through PSTH. So that was a big one because PSTH had beaten ARKK.
Yeah.
But again, PSTH, it slowed down the hype with it, right? Yeah. There was this Ackman's making a SPAC, let's all get on the SPAC, let's do the run up, but he hasn't met his dates. He was supposed to have an announcement already out within Q4, I guess, because we're coming into Q1.
Yeah.
And he did not. But I will say, Buzz beat Facebook in the semis to go into the championship. Facebook was definitely a strong contender. Facebook had beaten a number of others. So I think the win over SPY and the win over Facebook were valid, strong, competent wins. However, it can't hold a candle to beating Tesla, Bitcoin, and Square.
No, and to be fair to Facebook, had a tremendous run up to, I think it was like 319 or 314, and then there was a little bit of sell-off pressure into the 290s, 280s, and whatnot, and that's when the voting was happening with Buzz and Facebook, and I would, it'd be interesting to see if, with the Facebook run up.
I mean, it was an extremely close matchup.
Yeah.
Some of those matchups when we got into the final 8 were a matter of 5-6 votes. I don't think it beat Facebook by more than 10, 12 votes in that match. And Facebook only beat Baba by 6 votes in the previous round.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense to me. Like,
So
that's too close.
So there's just been a lot of closeness here, which is good. It means that we've been beating out the ones that people
People
enjoy.
are passionate. We see on Twitter.
I actually think that this Buzz matchup is going to be closer than people think. I think people think Palantir is going to blow it out of the water. I don't. I think that there's going to be a comeback. I tagged Portnoy on it. I tagged Barstool Sports. It's balls in their court now. Do they want the popularity or not?
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see. So last thing we'll hit on for this live stream would just be some of the Buzz financials, which obviously have to go through their holdings to look at. And we have earnings for a lot of their holdings this week, whether that's Tesla, AMD.
Yeah.
So maybe if you just want to touch on that.
Well, I know that Buzz has 13 million shares available to trade. It has a market cap of 319 million, which is pretty small in its holdings, and had a low of 22, an all-time high of 25. There's not a whole lot to go off.
Not a lot of data.
You know.
If you're bullish on Tesla and GME and
Tesla's coming out with some positive news after hours, right? Today.
well, how do you know it's positive news? So
Well, I mean, that's what the social sentiment is
my
right now.
question is-
It's been positive.
No,
China.
I just saw someone post this. They said, "How many people do you know that went out and bought a car last year?" Okay, so maybe you bought a Tesla.
It was a good. It was.
You did not buy Tesla.
These have been kind.
Yeah. So it's a question to me is like I just think less people were traveling, less people need vehicles. I'm very curious.
It was time to buy though. You got good deals.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see the Tesla data as that comes out. And obviously, Elon has 50 million followers on Twitter. So the marketing team must be very happy at Tesla.
Absolutely. And he's going to be on Saturday Night Live in about 10 days.
With Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
That's going to be very fun. Cool.
And Dogecoin the dog.
Right.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, listen, he's the pump and dump master. He bought his kid some Dogecoin and then pumped it all the way up.
Well, we actually have Bloomberg behind this camera by now. And what was it? 1% down, 2% down?
1.25.
Yeah, $9.
Yeah, Tesla's down a little bit today, but still trading at $730 a share, which is incredible.
That's nice.
Post split. That's still almost 75% gain post split. So very interesting to see. All right, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Anything else you want to say?
Well, I can just say with Buzz, this is what consolidation looks like. There's not any kind of key level to go off of. 25 is the ceiling, 25.59 rather, and then the low of 22.15. So you're a bit range bound if you're kind of getting into the stock. There's not a whole lot of liquidity. You can make more money elsewhere. But with this tournament, social sentiment, please vote Buzz.
Okay, you heard it here. All right, that's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and